What up, people? It's Nickopz here, and today I'm going to be talking about the real problem with Mortal Kombat 1. Now, I originally made this video and posted it like 4 hours ago at the time I'm recording it right now, but I noticed in the video I had a major audio issue, and I just couldn't let that sit. So I'm happy. Oh, I wish I remembered the person's name who pointed it out, but you know who you are. Thank you for pointing it out. And just because of that major audio issue, I'm going to re record the whole video. And this is like the original video right here. So I'm just going to be talking over it and giving new audio to the video. It's basically going to be the same thing if you already seen it, but there are some new things I'm going to mention in this video in case you already watched the other one. So, first things first, what is the problem with Mortal Kombat 1? One thing I want to say before I get into the video also is I completely understand how to play this game. This is something I'm starting to mention in my videos because I don't have a lot of gameplay posted on the channel. So a lot of people who are newer here don't really, know me and my content like that. And I am a Elder God level player. The first season, I hit Elder God with a 76% win rate, and the second season, I hit it with an 80% win rate. So I'm saying that not to brag about it or anything. It's just so y'all know that I play this game at a high level, and I do feel like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the game because not only do I play it at a high level, I also watch a lot of high level gameplay. I watch a lot of levels of play. So that is that. I like to mention that at the beginning of the videos because a lot of people are new here and don't really know that. So the problem with this game, in my opinion, we have a couple things. Let's get the obvious out of the way. The content. The lack of content in this game is almost laughable. Street Fighter 6, a game that came out the same year as this game, puts this game to shame content wise. If you have not played Street Fighter 6, because there's a lot of people who stick to their fighting game, their Tekken, their Guilty Gear, their Mortal Kombat, their Street Fighter, and they only stick to that and they don't really branch out. If you like fighting games and you have not played Street Fighter 6, I completely recommend you play that game. Street Fighter 6 is what a fighting game should look like nowadays. I played the crap out of that game. I love that game. I still play that game. I hit masters in that game. That's the highest rank. I absolutely enjoyed every bit of time I had and still am having with that game. The content in this game is laughable. When at its core, this is basically just an online game. If we're keeping it real, and they couldn't even do that right with all of the desync issues. When you get a NRS game, a Mortal Kombat game, you know you're going to get a good story and lackluster content. That's why I don't understand why people are so mad about it in the first place because we know what we get out of NRS games. You're going to get a good story mode and you're going to be able to play online. That's all you're going to usually get. I'm thinking that some people thought they were going to evolve or something like Street Fighter did with their story mode, but where they offered a lot of content and everything, but NRS didn't really evolve. And that is just what it is. Like, I get that y'all are mad about that, but here's the thing. NRS is a huge company. All they know is they have to pump out a good story mode and for you to be able to press buttons online and they can slap a price tag on it and they're going to make millions. So, because they know that, they have gotten complacent and lazy in my opinion. I feel like they know that they don't have to put out a spectacular product to get a good return. So I just think they don't care. And it shows. Doesn't matter what, the you know, people in that community tell you, the people that the head of the games, what they tell you on Twitter, they don't care. Like they don't care as much as they should. Even if they do care, they don't care enough because there is no reason a mainly online game should have been released with no rooms. There's no rooms. You can't even go find people in rooms and fight. Like that's like a core element of a fighting game where a place where people can gather and this game doesn't even have that. And on top of that, the desyncing issues. The only thing y'all have that we can play on a consistent basis is online. And for the past month, we have been dealing with desync issues. So you made an online only game, really, and we can't even play it because of the desync issues. They're working on fixing that, but out of the 4 some months the game been out, not being able to play it all the time for like a month is crazy. Like, that's absolutely insane. But they are trying to fix that, so I digress. But the main problem of Mortal Kombat 1 is the cameo system. Now, when the cameo system first got announced, I was hyped for the cameo system. I honestly was. I thought we were going to get a major. Oh, before I get into that part, the video you see in the background is the most recent major tournament that just happened offline. In case you don't know, like these players and everything. So I have this playing in the background because this also goes along with what I'm going to say with the video. Notice who he just switched to right now, what he's switching to right now, because we're going to come back to that. So the biggest problem, like I said, is the cameo system. The cameo system, straight up, 1,000%, is what could make or break this game. I still think it was an amazing idea to implement into the game, 1,000%. A lot of people saw the cameo system coming out and they were worried about it because, people don't like change, and I get that. But they have to realize that NRS is like trailing behind a lot of fighting games in being a fighting game, if that makes sense. If you played other fighting games, you know what I mean. And them adding a cameo system is just them trying something new, and I completely welcome that. But I think they went about it in the wrong way, and I'm trying to cut them a little slack, even though they were lazy with the content and everything, pushing the content out with the game. I like that they were innovative with the cameo system, but they just didn't do it right at all. But it's okay because they need some time to understand how to work the kinks out of the cameo system. And my problem with the cameo system is you can't use a lot of the cameos in the game. It's simple as that. We fast forward to right here in the video. So these are all the cameos in the game, correct? So we only have 3 cameos that are really, really, really good. We have Kung Lao, we have Sub-Zero, and we have Stryker. Those are the only cameos in the game that are absolutely very good, untouchable. You can slap them on almost anybody and do good with them. And that is a problem because we don't have any variety in the game. Their idea to add variety, because this is what NRS likes to do. They like the whole thing behind variety. That's why in the past 2 games before this, they came out with a whole variation system so we can have variety, right? They want to give the players variety. They want to give us a lot. They wanted to give us a lot to work with and play with. And I completely welcome that, but they never go about it the right way. Even with the variation system in the other games, it wasn't fleshed out right because the games were fun and everything. Well, not MK11. No. MK11, that game sucked. Let me not even say that game was fun. That game was trash. But MK10, amazing. MK11 had a lot of potential, but it sucked. The variation systems, a lot of people just picked the best variation anyway, so they didn't even get that right. So, but with this game, we have a bigger opportunity to have more variety. Like, you can't even think of how many character combinations that you can do. What is supposed to be all this variety, but we don't get it because, like I said, those 3 assists that I listed are just so much better than every other assist. There's no reason to really use a lot of assists, so we don't really have variety. The assist system is bad. That's what I think the real problem with Mortal Kombat is, to sum it up completely. The assist system is not good because there are not enough good assists. I'm going to go over all the assists, and I can find like a problem with a lot of them. Like, we'll start off with Darius here. There's literally no reason to use Darius. There's no reason to use him at all. There was a reason when he was good on, he's still good on Reiko, but Trimo replaced him on Reiko. Then we have Serena. We thought Serena was a meta assist at the beginning, but in reality, everybody just didn't know what they were doing yet, and we had to learn how to deal with her. Then we have, right here, Cyrax, which, in my opinion, is the worst nerf in the game. I should make a whole video on that, about how Cyrax was literally the worst nerf in the game so far in the game's life cycle, because, like, me personally, when Cyrax was the best assist, I'd rather deal with dumb pressure all day than hard to blockables with every touch with Kung Lao. That's just me personally. But I think them killing Cyrax was their worst decision so far. He definitely needed a nerf, but not to that level. Then we have Kano, a really good, respectable assist. I think he's a top 5 assist, but he doesn't offer a lot. Like, there's not a lot of characters that make that Kano makes meta with his assists. And the same thing with Sonya. Like, you need to ask yourself this when you're looking at an assist. Does this assist make a character meta? How many people do they make meta? How many people do they make good? And there's just not a lot of them. Like, yeah, Sonya's okay, but who does she make meta? Same thing with Sector. Like, Sector, he's a good assist, but he only has one good move. Literally one good move. The other moves are just lackluster. Frost, there's no reason to use Frost with Sub-Zero in the game. Like, she even got buffed. Like, I don't care if you bring up her setups or whatever, or her low, very punishable move. There's no reason to use her over Sub-Zero. You don't get that much to warrant being able to ignore all projectiles and just having a basic combo starter with freeze on Sub-Zero. There's no reason to use her. And then Jax. Jax would be a great assist if he had more neutral options based in his assist. Something to help you out in neutral, but he's a complete set play assist with not a lot of options to make moves safe. So he's okay, but a lot of people are just going to use Kung Lao for their set play. Like, so there's really not a lot of reasons to use him. I think he can be an assist that I think Jax has a lot of potential, but he's just not that good. Then we have Chameleon. I made a whole video on her. It's too soon to talk about her, but she was a breath of fresh air. I feel like a lot of people needed Chameleon to kind of get back into the game, and I do think she's a very dumb good assist. So we already talked about Striker. Scorpion. Well, no, we didn't completely talk about Striker. Striker's just a dumb assist. You can slap him on anybody. So, like, it's just boring to use him. I don't see how people are having fun with Striker, honestly. Then we have Scorpion. Scorpion would be a great assist, but he has one useless move. That thing where he pulls you back. There's never a situation I can think of, not even with the zoners in the game, where you're going to want to get pulled back a lot. It's just not good enough. The other things in his kit are very promising. How you get a combo off the fireballs and the overhead slam being safe now, that was an amazing change. But it's just still not good enough. And we already talked about these two right here. There's no reason to use Shujinko. That's another one on the list. There's just absolutely no reason to use this character at all. Not even a little bit. Like, unless you're trying to troll for content or you just have fun. Like, there's just no reason to use that assist. And then we have get down here. Like I said, this video is me like recording over the first video I made because I had an audio issue. So if you're wondering why it's buffering. So then we have scroll over to Mataro. Mataro is overrated. The buffs on Mataro really weren't that big of a deal, honestly. So I don't understand why people were so hype about those buffs. Well, I kind of understand. It did make some people like really good, like Liu Kang, but it really wasn't that much. It honestly wasn't that good. And then we have Trimmer. Oh, Goro. Goro would be good if he didn't take almost freaking 18 seconds to come back. And then we have Trimmer. You have to learn Trimmer dang near more than you have to learn the character you're maining. So, yes, we don't even know if Trimmer's that good yet because people aren't putting in the work. But, like, he's going to take a lot of work. And for the amount of work he takes, he's not good enough. So there's like a problem with almost every assist in this game. And that is why this game is not in a good position. And I feel like they knew that. I feel like they knew that was one of their major problems because their big first patch was them going over the whole cameo system. Not completely, but they gave a lot of characters buffs, a lot of cameos buffs. So they can tell that, hold up, okay, everybody's just using these couple of cameos. This is not really good. And I'm happy they noticed that. That's why I still think there's hope that they can, at least give that to us where we can have more cameos to use so the game just can be more diverse. The game is simply right now where we're at just not diverse enough yet because people are only using a couple assists. Look at this tournament right here. This is the most recent major tournament and major offline tournament. And if you look at the end right here, we have a Kung Lao mirror. These two people are both using Kung Lao still after the nerfs. So, like, what did the cameo assist change really do? It was a step in the right direction because they at least know that's what they need to do, but it was not enough. So that's all I wanted to say. I think the major problem with this game, if I'm completely keeping it real, was the whole cameo system. I feel like it was a good idea, and I'm happy they put it in the game, but I just don't think they did it right. But they still have plenty of time to fix it. Plenty of time. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think the major problem is with the game? And Nickopz out.